so you can all hear me. So my name's Preeti, and it's great to be here today to talk to you a bit about our world and the different kind of roles that are within it. So we're going to talk you through about the world of pharmacy, and I've got a couple of helpers on stage here with me today who are just going to introduce themselves.
Okay, I'm Ian, I'm the pharmacy manager in Cape Hill.
And my name's Trish, and I'm a supervisor in Smethwick High Street in Birmingham.
Okay, and my name is Money, and I'm also a pharmacist. I'm Pretty.
That's correct. So, how many of you have visited a pharmacy? Hands up, come on. Okay.
You're telling me you've never been ill, ever?
Okay, so do you all remember the yellow mixture that at some point you would have got when you were little, and the doctor gave you it to make you feel better?
Banana flavoured.
Yeah? No? Yeah? I'm sure you've all had that mixture. So what happens in a pharmacy? So, the doctor comes in. Well, you go to the doctor actually, the doctor doesn't come in. He gives you a prescription, and the pharmacist takes that prescription and assembles the medicine for you and makes sure that it's safe for you to have by checking your age, the number of tablets the doctor's prescribed you, making sure that it's suitable for you. So, but the pharmacist can't do this all alone. So all the advice that they give you, they can't do it all alone. So they have a number of people in their pharmacies to help them. And we've got Trish, who's going to talk about the different roles.
Well, when you first come into a pharmacy, you will come to the counter, and you'll probably see someone like me, standing there, smiling, asking if I can help you. You will hand a prescription, and what we call them is healthcare assistants. And why we call them healthcare assistants is because we have to train these people to make sure that we are doing the right service, we're giving the right medication to you. So when you come into our pharmacy, or anyone works in our pharmacy, you are fully trained. You go through a 6-month course, and at the end of that you get a qualification as a healthcare assistant. That means you understand the drugs behind the counter. So if someone comes in for a cough and a cold, or if they come in for a simple headache, we can ask them the questions of, are you taking any other medication? Have you taken it before? And these questions are really important because we need to make sure that you don't have interactions with medication that is prescribed by your doctor. Me as a supervisor, which is the role I do, I actually run the shop as well to make sure the stock products are there. I have to make sure that when you come into the pharmacy, it's clean and tidy. And that is the main roles that we do. When you come into the pharmacy and hand your prescription in, I will take that prescription and hand it to a dispenser or the pharmacist. You'll see we go through to the back and then it's dispensed. And Ian's going to explain a bit more about the dispensary role.
Okay then, so moving forward, you've come from the front into the back. There's a pharmacist and obviously the dispensers that are going to help get the medication ready for you to take away. That's another course that Lloyds Pharmacy offer to all their staff, which is a 6 to 8 month course where we'll teach you how to do the dispensing. That's not just about getting tablets out of drawers, it's about measuring, it's making sure with the liquid content is the right strength when it comes out. We give you all that full training. That dispenser then gets those medicines ready and passes them down to the pharmacist, who then checks them. My role as pharmacy manager is to make sure that everybody in the pharmacy is operating to all the standing operating procedures so that we're getting it all correct, so that everything is safe for you all. I have to make sure the dispensers are doing everything as well to make sure that they've got all that ready for you as well, but I also make sure that you're getting through your courses. These courses are offered as extra to when you join, so it's a really fantastic opportunity to move forward.
Okay. So we'll hand it over to Money as pharmacist.
Can you all hear me with this microphone? So I just wanted to say, so with Trish and Ian, when they joined, or if they wanted to do the healthcare assistants or the dispensers course, they don't actually, you could just come once you've done your GCSEs. So you don't actually need to do A-levels or have a degree to do those courses. So it's something that you can sort of really get into. But my role as a pharmacist, I did have to do GCSEs and had to do A-levels as well, one of which had to be a science. So I did chemistry, biology and maths, and then I went to university and I did a 4-year degree at university, and then I had to do a year in training on the job, and then I had to sit an exam at the end of that. So that was 5 years of training altogether, so 4 years at uni and then a year on the job, and then I qualified as a pharmacist. So then once Ian's passed me the prescription, what I do is I double check on patient medication records to make sure that that medicine is actually safe for the patient to take, to make sure the dose is correct, and if you're taking any of the medications, just to make sure there's no interaction so that patients don't get more ill or more poorly. And then I do an accuracy check to make sure it's absolutely correct and there's no errors. So when the patient goes home, they can just take the medication as it is on the label. What I then do is if there's any extra counselling that I need to speak to the customer about, or if I need to give them any extra special bits of advice, I can do that either in the shop or take them into the consultation room and give them sort of a one-to-one consultation.
So I guess that's enough about our talking now. We're going to have some fun. So in front of you can all see some cards. So you've got false, which is the red side, and then we've got green, which is the true side. So to make sure that we've all got the hang of it, I'll just ask you a bit of a fun question. If you think Justin Bieber is, well, let me say the statement first. So is Justin Bieber the coolest guy on earth? If you think true, put the green side up. If you think false, put the red side up.
Oh, I think
Come
they
on,
know
a
what
bit
they're doing
higher.
here. Yeah.
Come on, a bit
They've got it
higher.
sorted,
No,
don't
that's
they?
Justin Bieber. What about Miley Cyrus? Miley Cyrus?
Miley Cyrus.
Oh, look at all the lads.
Okay, so let's get back to pharmacy, huh? So let's start with some statements. So you guys are going to have to tell us if these statements are true or false.
Okay, it takes 2 years to qualify as a healthcare assistant. Now remember, I did
True
speak
or
about
false?
that.
So hold your cards up. Oh, you guys have been paying attention.
Yeah. So it takes approximately 6 months to be a healthcare assistant, and that's what Lloyds will give you, and you get the qualification at the end. So, second one, true or false? A pharmacist will need to complete an undergraduate degree in pharmacy at university. True or false? The answer is true.
God, you guys are a great audience.
The pharmacy will complete a 4-year degree, as you've just been told, and you have a 1-year pre-registration in a pharmacy, and that sort of gets you to make sure that, you know, you're looked after by another pharmacist, and at the end of that year you have another exam and then you qualify as a pharmacist. So, next question, true or false? Good communication skills are essential for anybody that works in pharmacy. True or false? Of course, it's true. It's essential that we give good communication skills. We have to make sure that our customers feel happy and they leave us happy. So our communication skills are really important. Oh, yeah. And the last one, a pharmacy knows the colour and shape of every tablet in the pharmacy. True or false? Every tablet. And there is a lot of tablets.
So is it true or false, guys? So we've got a bit of a mixture here. Go on, give us the answer.
It is false. The pharmacist needs to understand how the medicine works. There are many different manufacturers who produce the same tablet and therefore all produce different shapes and different colours of the same tablet.
So,
I'd be brilliant if I knew all the colours of all the drugs.
so I guess a pharmacist doesn't just stop on the high street. There's lots of different other sectors that a pharmacist can work in. So they can work in hospital, they can work in veterinary, they can work in industry where the tablets are made, so they can get involved in that. And they can also work in the military as well. So Minnie has worked in hospitals, so she's going to just tell you a bit about that role.
Yeah, so when I did my training, so I did my degree in Cardiff, so I did the 4 years, and then my training on the job, I actually did it at Warwick Hospital, just down the road. So I spent a year, and basically what I did was every 2 months I was allocated a different ward. So I had sort of like the broken bones ward, or I had the gastro ward, or the heart attack ward. And me and the actual pharmacist, we used to go around and we used to do ward rounds with the doctors. And so they they would look and they would diagnose and make sure the patient's okay. And then when they wanted to prescribe the drugs, they would check with us that they were okay and that they were safe and there were no interactions. We also got to speak with the consultants, and we worked in a pharmacy which is similar to a pharmacy in community, but is based in the hospital, and we provide all the medicines for people who are in the hospital and for people who are going to be leaving hospital as well. So I spoke to patients, but actually a lot of my patients were quite poorly in the hospital, and so they were in the hospital beds. So it's not like in a pharmacy when you get people coming in and going out. A lot of the patients in hospital are there for quite a while, so you get to see them sort of every day. But then once they're gone, they're gone. Whereas in community, like the pharmacies you see on the high street, you get customers coming back month after month after month.
So I guess that's enough of our talking. Now it's over to you. So does anybody have any questions for us that they want to know about pharmacy, or a bit about our career journeys and what that looked like?
Any questions? What do you want to know about pharmacy? No? Should we pick on something?
So should we start you off? Yeah? Any questions?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Is there a different route? Have you got to go to university? Can you do different avenues, like an apprenticeship, and then do a degree?
You can do apprenticeships, but that's usually apprenticeship to be a pharmacy technician. So pharmacy technicians, especially in hospitals, they help to actually run the dispensaries. So they're not the pharmacists themselves, because you do need a degree to be an actual pharmacist. But that's another route. So if you become a technician, it's an alternative. It's an equivalent to doing 2 A-levels. So it's a 2-year course. You can either do an apprenticeship or an MVQ level 3, and it's equivalent. But you sit just under the pharmacist. And from there, you can actually be a checking technician, so you can actually do the final check on medicines instead of the pharmacist. Any other questions? No? Should we?
So I guess, what made you go into pharmacy? Do you want to just talk us through your career pathways?
Okay, well, for 12 years I used to call bingo numbers. That was my role. I used to call for the Mecca Bingo house and all of that stuff, and I wanted a new challenge in life. So 4 years ago I joined Lloyds Pharmacy as a supervisor. I'd never been in a pharmacy, so it wasn't like working in any other shop. It was completely different, and I got all the training. So I got my HCA qualification, I got my dispensing course qualification. I went out and about training people in sales techniques in all the other stores, and just this week I've been promoted to pharmacy manager because I've run a successful business over the last 12 months. So you don't have to be in university to go and get those qualifications. These things were offered to me, and I always believe if something's given to you, take it. And it's really important to move on up in life. So over to Trish, because Trish has been with the company a lot longer than me, so she'll tell you her story.
I've been with the company 22 years. Yeah, very long time. I know I don't look old enough, I know. I'm only 21. I started at 16 training as a dispenser, and I did that and qualified through Lloyds Pharmacy. They helped me do that. I then went on to be a supervisor and a dispenser. I did that for quite a while, but then I have left. I go on maternity and had my children, and Lloyds have helped me through that, and I got my job back at the end. I've never broke my service. But the last 5 years, I've actually been a change coach, which we call like a trainer. So I've been coaching a lot of shops in different areas like diabetes, blood pressure, different aspects. I do a lot of different things, and all I can say in pharmacy, you're not just behind a counter, you're actually part of a team, and we all have our own part to play. But there is lots of things you can do outside of the shop as well. So, like I say, I've stuck at it. 22 years later, I'm still there, and that is down to the variety and my managers over the years giving me a chance. And they give you a chance, and they help you through it. They just don't put you in a shop and leave you there. It's full training. So don't just think, oh, well, I've got to be a pharmacist. If that's not something you want to do, there's dispensers, there's technicians, and they give you all the training that you need. And like I say, I'm still here, still going.
Are you still enjoying it?
Still enjoying it. And the other thing with Lloyds Pharmacy, we're very community, and my customers mean a lot to me as well. So you get to meet a lot of friends and your community, and you get to know that Mr. Smith always comes in on a Monday morning. It's just a nice atmosphere. Yes, we all have our off days, but you know what? There's more good than bad. So just don't think that it's just pharmacy.
So I guess, what was my journey? Okay, so I guess I started off, I always knew in the back of my head that I wanted to make people feel better when they were ill. So I spent some time in a dental practice, and honestly, I hated it, because all I did for 8 weeks was help the dentist do lots of fillings, and it just didn't interest me at all to do that. I then worked in a pharmacy, and I've got to say I loved it, and because every single day is different. You don't know who's going to walk through that door with what illness. So as Money's journey, mine was very similar. So I went off to university, did my 4 years, and then we have a training year, which you come back, which I think Money talked briefly about. And then I became, similar to what Ian does, I became a pharmacy manager. And I guess the thing that I love the most about my job is the fact that when somebody walks out of the pharmacy, they've got a smile on their face, and you know that you've helped them to get better. And I guess that in itself is a lot of satisfaction. Somebody once told me that it's not what you tell people or hear, it's what you make them feel, and you really get that in pharmacy. So now, I now work in head office, so a little bit away from the high street almost, and I design training materials to help our colleagues in store to build their knowledge and skills. So it just doesn't stop there once you've completed your courses. There's lots and lots and lots and lots to offer. So I work with these guys to really build upon the knowledge and skills to make us the very best for our patients and give the best advice possible.
I think, pharmacy is just brilliant. So it's not just what you see in the pharmacy. There's a whole world behind it. And, if you want to find out more about it, you can go to the General Pharmaceutical Council website. If you just type pharmacy in, there's so many things out there. You can go to the Lloyds Pharmacy website as well, and there's some careers on there as well. So just want to say thank you for listening to us, and we hope you've enjoyed yourself and you've learned a bit about pharmacy. If you see Holly on the way out, she's got some goodie bags for you. But thank you so much for listening, and have a really good day today. Okay.
And good luck in all your career choices, guys, as well. So, bye.
Can I also remind you all to swipe to like if you've enjoyed that discussion today, and can we give a big round of applause for the pharmacy?
Thank you.